Welcome all. We all together will say Om 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Arvindaya. Om Anandamayi. Om Chaitanyamayi. Om Satyamayi. Om Parame. O Lord, with full faith, love and surrender, we are ready for Thy victory. Om, peace, peace, peace. Prayer for peace. Peace, peace upon all the earth. May all escape from the ordinary consciousness and be delivered from the attachment for material things. May they awake to the knowledge of Thy divine presence, unite themselves with Thy supreme consciousness, and taste the plenitude of peace that springs from it. Lord, Thou art the sovereign master of our being. Thy law is our law, and with all our strength we aspire to identify our consciousness with Thy eternal consciousness, that we may accomplish Thy sublime work in each thing and at every moment. Lord, deliver us from all care for contingencies. Deliver us from the ordinary outlook on things. Grant that we may henceforth see only with Thy eyes and act only by Thy will. Transform us into living torches of thy divine love, with reverence, with devotion, in a joyful consecration of my whole being. I give myself, O Lord, to the fulfillment of thy law. Peace, peace upon all the earth. Prayers and Meditations. July 17th, 1914. Earthly realizations easily take on a great importance in our eyes, for they are proportionate to our external being, with this limited form which makes us men. But what is an earthly realization beside thee, before thee? However perfect, complete, divine it may be, it is nothing but an indiscernible moment in thy eternity. And the results obtained by it, however powerful and marvelous they may be, are nothing but an imperceptible atom in the infinite march to thee. This is what thy workers must never forget, otherwise they will become unfit to serve thee. O my sweet Master, what childishness to think oneself responsible for anything at all, and want to individualize thy supreme and divine will. Is it not enough to unite with thy heart and live there permanently? Then thou takest all the responsibilities, and thy will works without even our needing to know it. Only a realization independent of all outer circumstances, free from all attachment and all understanding, however high, is a true realization, a valuable realization. And the only such realization is to unite with thee integrally, closely, definitively. As for the care of thy transitory, momentary manifestation in a fugitive existence and in a transient world, it is thou who must be responsible for it and do what is necessary for it to exist if thou thinkest it good. O my sweet Master, Sovereign Lord, thou hast taken away all my cares and left me only the beatitude, the supreme ecstasy of thy divine communion. Sri Aurobindo's Hymns to the Mystic Fire. There can be no doubt that in the beginning there was a worship of the powers of the physical world, the sun, moon, heaven and earth, wind, rain and storm, etc. The sacred rivers and number of gods who presided over the workings of nature. That was the general aspect of the ancient worship in Greece, Rome, India, and among other ancient peoples. But in all these countries, these gods began to assume a higher, a psychological function. Pallas Athene, who may have been originally a dawn goddess, springing in flames from the head of Zeus, the sky god, deus of the Veda. As in classical Greece, a higher function, and was identified by the Romans with their Minerva, the goddesses of learning and wisdom. Similarly, Saraswati, a river goddess, becomes in India the goddesses of wisdom, learning and the arts and crafts. All the Greek deities have undergone a change in this direction. Apollo, the sun god, has become a god of poetry and prophecy. Hephaestus, the fire god, a divine smith, god of labor. In India, the process was arrested halfway, and the Vedic gods developed their psychological functions but retained more fixedly their external character, and for higher purposes gave place to a new pantheon. They had to give precedence to Puranic deities who developed out of early company but assumed larger cosmic functions. Vishnu, Rudra, Brahma, developing from the Vedic Brihaspati or Brahmanaspati, Shiva, Lakshmi, Durga. Thus in India, the change in the gods was less complete. The earlier deities became the inferior divinities of the Puranic pantheon, and this was largely due to the survival of the Rig Veda, in which their psychological and their external functions coexisted and are both given a powerful emphasis. There was no such early literary record to maintain the original features of gods of Greece and Rome. This change was evidently due to a cultural development in these early peoples who became progressively more mentalized and less engrossed in the physical life as they advanced in civilization and needed to read into their religion and their deities finer and subtler aspects, which would support their more highly mentalized concepts and interests and find for them a true spiritual being or some celestial figure as their support and sanction. But the largest part in determining and deepening this inward turn must be attributed to the mystics who had an enormous influence on these early civilizations. There was indeed almost everywhere an age of the mysteries in which men of deeper knowledge and self-knowledge established their practices, significant rites, symbols, secret lore within, or on the border of the more primitive exterior religions. This took different forms in different countries. In Greece, there were Orphic and Eleusinian mysteries. In Egypt and Chaldea, the priests and their occult lore and magic. In Persia, the Magi. In India, the Rishis. Aurobindo's Life Divine. A supramental consciousness must be fundamentally a truth consciousness, a direct and inherent awareness of the truth of being, and the truth of things. It is a power of the infinite knowing and working out its finites, a power of the universal knowing and working out its oneness and detail, its cosmicity and its individualities. Self-possessed of truth, it would not have to seek for the truth or suffer from the liability to miss it as does the mind of the ignorance. The evolved Gnostic being would have entered into this truth consciousness of the infinite and universal, and it would be that which would determine for him and in him all his individual seeing and action. His would be a consciousness of universal identity and a consequent or rather inherent truth knowledge, truth sight, truth feeling, truth will, truth sense, and truth dynamism of action, implicit in his identity with the One, or spontaneously arising from his identity with the All. His life would be a movement in the steps of a spiritual liberty and largeness, replacing the law of the mental idea and the law of vital and physical need and desire and the compulsion of a surrounding life. His life and action would be bound by nothing else than the divine wisdom and will, acting on him and in him according to its truth consciousness. The mother, paintings and drawings. Art and consciousness. To a student who was thinking of leaving the ashram to study art in Paris. I have seen your paintings, they are almost perfect, but what they lack is not technique, it is consciousness. If you develop your consciousness, you will spontaneously discover how to express yourself. Nobody, and especially not the official teachers, can teach you that. So, to leave here and go anywhere else, to any of the art academies, would be to leave the light and step into a pit of obscurity and unconsciousness. You cannot learn to be an artist with tricks. It is as if you wanted to realize the divine by imitating religious ceremonies. Above all and always, the most important thing is sincerity. Develop your inner being, find your soul, and at the same time you will find the true artistic expression. The consciousness must grow in light and sincerity, and the eyes must learn to see artistically. Prayer to the Spirit of Aurobindo. Dear Mother, we have gathered under your love, grace, and protection. Let us be blessed with those qualities and be the perfect instrument of the Divine Mother and Sri Aurobindo. Let us all united together in a single thought, the one children of the Divine Mother, and be at your feet always with sincerity. Let the peace and happiness spread over through us to the people around us in the atmosphere and in the cosmos. As we raise this prayer from Aurobindo with a connecting link, please bless us to be the perfect instrument in thy work. Thank you, Mother. We all together chant Om 3 times and we disperse. Imagine Mother in your heart center and surrender this Om to her. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Lord. Thanks each one of you for your presence. Let Divine Mother be with you and keep Mother in your heart center and be with her. Thank you.